Guido the whole time. Somehow Robert, oh, there he is. He is muted. His white chair was just, or white background was messing around with it. We want to see if we get a few more straggler people, or we want
Um, I think
up
we
to
should
you
go
guys.
ahead and get started. I mean, it's already 8:41, and
Okay.
it'll record, so we'll just get them
Yeah.
out to there. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself and take it away, Ryan.
Perfect. So, hi everybody. Like I was saying, basically the same group a little bit ago. My name is Ryan. I've been doing FBA going on 2 years now. Then I also don't do FBA full time. I work a full time job doing technical support with accountants, which is its own interesting world. And my brother, who's actually in the room behind me, does most of our processing, most of the actual in-store pickups, a lot of the actual prepping, things of that sort for the business. I do more of the high-level sourcing, relationship management, things of administrative nature. And yeah, we're primarily grocery right now, about 75% or so. We do a mix of other things, shoes, clothing, Amazon flips, a whole bunch of other stuff. Just really depends on the month. And I'll show you guys some stuff. Why not? Uh, how many of you, I know, and you guys can take yourself off mute if you want, I don't care. As long as there's no weird chipmunk noises or random feedback. How many of you have used Inventory Lab before? Is there anyone that hasn't, especially? I know there was at least one or two people that were new to it. You can also use the chat too if you want. Okay. Perfect. So what we do, and once again, I don't know where everybody's from either. We're from, I know where Derek's from because I met, as I was saying, Derek before. We have a Detroit meetup group, which we'll get around to that. But we have met in person. We have a group of about 40-ish people in Detroit that are doing FBA that I know about. There's probably way more than that, but it's what we've gotten to actually come to a meetup before now at the same time. And we have a local chain named Meyer, which is fairly big in the Midwest for people that don't know what it is or barely heard of it before. We do a lot of sourcing at Meyer simply because we have a really good density of stores around us. We also use it as like a launching point, so we can go out and see, okay, this is what Meyer's selling stuff for. It might not be the cheapest place to get it, maybe it is, but what do we want to go do from there as far as sourcing replens? Because up until now, past 6 or so months, most of my business has been under 190 SKUs. We just replenish 190 SKUs over and over and over again. There's some changes with the way things work on Amazon. Sometimes we get rid of things. Sometimes we get new items. Really just depends. But one thing I'll show you, because I'm actually gonna, if I can, let me share my entire screen with you. This will actually be way more fun. This may also stereoscope for a minute, so just ignore that if it does. Unfortunately, I can't see if there's any problem, so Brent, if there is, Facebook message me because my phone's right here. But one thing we'll do is we'll actually go out and do just category searches uh, using OA X-ray and Meyer. It seems really simple. Their big thing right now is back to school. But there's a lot of items that Meyer sells that are really, really good. And a couple of things I'll show you guys, just especially since we do so much grocery. So we'll go under grocery, for example. We'll go down into something like popcorn. Once again, delicious. Don't know how good it is, don't know whether it's worth it or not. But I'll actually give you, we'll see if it pulls up. Oh, yeah, and something that's really neat here. See, this says results 1 out of 40 of 63. So I think if you didn't know, on Meyer's site, a trick with OA X-rays, they actually finally fixed this where it shows, oh, or not. where it used to not show more than 40 items a page. Walmart also has this trick, I'm pretty sure. You can actually set it to 70 rows. That way it'll show every single item they have in this subcategory. And then I just let OA X-ray run. Usually when I'm doing this, and I would have prepped it before time. Sorry, worked today, so I didn't really have a chance because I worked till 8. But you're going to see once OA X-ray loads, it'll load a bunch of different items. So when you're going through this, one thing I like to do, and you'll also see immediately there's some things that are going to jump out at you as kind of crazy. Okay, Amazon's selling this as a pack of 12. My Farm and Fleet apparently is actually the cheapest place to get this stuff. It just proves OA X-ray is awesome again, but for example, this Pop Secret stuff, 197,000. I usually get rid of this. However, for this, you'll see this is 36,000 in grocery. Meyer's selling it for $369. Amazon's selling it for $16. And there's some history in Keepo where it's going up and down, up and down, up and down. But this is something I've sold in the past. Absolutely no problem. Stays in stock all the time. And it's easier to pick up at Meijer even when it's not on sale. I think right now Meijer's on sale, but it doesn't usually go for much more than this. Keepo where it's going up and down. I've sold in the past. Absolutely no problem. Stays in stock all the time. I'm going to mute you, Troy. Hold on. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was late. It's on sale. Hey, Brent, can you mute Troy for me? Thank you. Sorry, Troy. You're just...
Is it showing him muted?
It's
not.
Did I mute him?
I'm trying. He has mute resistance.
Perfect.
There we go.
Alright, thanks. Sorry. We'll go back to sharing the screen now. It's just giving me way too much feedback there. Alright, back to Meijer. So this is something we have sold before consistently, and as you can see, you can make awesome profit on it. Almost $6 a unit. Sometimes if you get coupons, I'm not a couponer person at all. I really should be with how much grocery I do. You know how to do coupons? That's where you really get your money. I mean, seriously, this is almost $6 a unit, and any given store probably is 30 or 40. So here's something I'll tell you though. You'll see Walmart's not selling this. One trick I'll do is I'll actually source Meijer, because Meijer's website's easier to scan. The reason why is because everything is in what's called a nested category. So for example, cosmetics, lips, lipstick. I don't really do much beauty, like more than maybe a couple of items, but everything's in a nested category here. You go over to walmart.com, as I'm sure all of you have done, and it's just a jumbled mess. A lot of their pages on their site aren't set up for OA X-ray or other tools to go through very well. You have to go through some of the subcategory sites. I just don't like it, and that's why I've decided I rarely use it itself. There are some things at Walmart that I will find in store, especially when I'm sourcing Walmart. I go look for candy items a lot. The reason why, I actually have a really good relationship with the Walmart candy manager. They do special orders for me as a store, not just for candy, but for some other items too. Let's see, what is one of the things we were doing? Ghirardelli. Minis. Not meltable season right now, so you don't want to source these till like September, October, when Amazon lets you send them back into FBA. The sea salt ones are usually garbage. I will tell you that right now. However, it's either a milk chocolate, and of course the Walmart website doesn't have it when I gotta show you, but there's a milk chocolate variety that you can make awesome money on. And there's also a red bag, which I want to say is dark chocolate. and those both go for crazy amounts on Amazon. The other thing I'll do to go and look for Amazon to Amazon flips, I'll actually go out through Keepagraphs. I'm in a couple of groups right now that help sort some things. But a lot of the replens I've found are actually by going in and sort and scanning. So I go, not as much recently because I've been somewhat lazy and we've been just replenning things. But my brother goes still every Sunday, and we look through the ad ahead of time. That's the best advice, one of the best tips I give you. But when you're looking for replens, you want to be going through and looking for things that are on sale every 4 to 6 weeks. So let's see if I can find something at Meijer right now that I like. This week's kind of an off week for them. Next week, I think they're going to have a much better ad. Derek's probably going to get really mad at me because I'm going to give away all the secrets and just look at see if there's any questions. Meijer, and there's other stores that do this too, CVS, Rite Aid, a bunch of them. That'll give you a weekly preview ad. You want to go out to the website, stores websites, usually either Thursday or Friday. They'll have a preview ad. If you don't know where to find it, go look on Slick Deals, especially for any of the drugstores. They'll actually tell you where they're at. And I always like page browse, all this grid view stuff. It's just not very intensive. And that page is pretty garbage. But I'll show you when you get over to, for example, this page. Gatorade and stuff is awesome. You want to think about stuff people are buying over and over again for replens. People buy Gatorade like crazy. I've had people buy 10, 15 things of Gatorade from me before. No idea why, other than the fact that they need to drink it and they want to keep drinking it, and we're a convenient place to order. Almost everybody knows about Oreos. Oreos can be a good replen, except for the fact that you're really limited on dates you can find. I've recently found that both Walmart, Meijer, and Kroger have been getting better dates on these, at least in our area. Some stuff is going out to December, early January, so I can still send it into FBA and be within the time period that's required. It's 105 days, 110 days now, instead of the 90 days it used to be. The other thing I would tell you, look for anything that's got a sale and then you can stack like additional discounts on top of. I can't really log into MPerks right now. I mean, I can. It's Meijer's version of store rewards. They'll actually let you, only on one transaction, unfortunately, so you can sign up for multiple accounts. It's just kind of a pain because you have to you have to create a new email address or sign up for a new account. It just takes forever. But they'll actually sometimes give you stackable things. So if you go in and buy 20 things of Snyder's pretzels, they'll have 50-cent off coupons. Not every single time, but quite a few of the times. Let's see if they come into here. That, and one of the other things I'll do for replens a lot is I'll actually go through and just try and think of different brands. So once again, things like Starkist tuna for a while. I haven't done it recently, but Starkist tuna is something people buy all the time. And especially these cans at 69 cents. We were making a killing on the Amazon listing for a while. I haven't looked at it recently. Starkist tuna cans. So you'll see something like this where it's a pack of 8. You can buy this at Meijer. They might show this as individual cans, but they'll often have things like this, either at Kroger, Meijer, Walmart, whatever store you're at. They do have this as a #1 bestseller. Probably ranks, 3,000 in grocery. The Keeper graph probably looks awesome on it once it loads. Yeah, there's a lot of Amazon competition when Amazon comes in and out of stock, but I don't mind that because they're constantly, as you see, going in and out of stock, in and out of stock. If I can be reliable for the customer and be in stock the most, I can average out through this entire time. I averaged 1102. Might not make a killing on it, but if I hold out for it to be on the high end when Amazon's out of stock, it's the #1 bestseller in tuna. It's going to sell every day of the week. You just got to get creative in how you're looking at things. Oh, chocolate bars. Once again, Ghirardelli chocolate bars, wrong time of year. Anything Ghirardelli is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Really, when I'm thinking Replens again, I'm thinking grocery. I've also done a bunch of beauty. Toothpaste, surprisingly, is an awesome replen. Or maybe not surprisingly, because people need a new tube of toothpaste every, I don't know, week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however much they use. And if you get them hooked on a new brand, or they like this brand and they can find it on Amazon, I've had people order 4 and 5 4 tubes of toothpaste at the same time. It's just awesome. Now, I usually don't. Yeah, that page is junk. I've been having some more luck with this, not overly, but I'm starting to. There's a lot of coupons for things like Glad in some different circulars, and once again, like I said, I'm not really all that great at couponing, but you can find some great deals on this sort of stuff, and Amazon very rarely matches it. They sometimes will, but even if they do, it's usually only for a day or two. Oh yeah, and back to school is huge. I figure everybody pretty much already knows that. Really just going into things like looking up different brands. So Crayola, I've been selling a ton of markers. They might sell only for $10, but if they're only $1, even with FBA fees, I'm gonna make $3 a unit. Why not? It's easy money. And if I can pick up 10 or 20 of them at one store and go on to the next, it's easy. But that's pretty much in a nutshell what we do. We do a lot of special orders. I'll say that, especially with Walmart right now. Walmart's been really good to us because they're willing to work with not the manufacturer all the time, but a lot of times the distributor, and get us the quantities we want. So I'll order 500 bags of candy, and it'll be there within a week. Instead of having to go, say every store has 20, which is about average, instead of having to go to 20 stores or go back to 10 stores 2 or 3 times, they'll just have it there and they'll hold it in the back, and when we show up, we have to pay for it. Walmart is a really good resource if you can find a good store and a good store management team, not just the individual category manager, department manager. You want to find a store that's actually willing to work with you, because the better the store does, the more likely they are to get a bonus. And if they get a bonus, they also, from my understanding, get additional days off. And my people have loved it. But I guess I'm going to open up to you guys. What, oh yeah, suddenly salad. That stuff's awesome. I don't know. That stuff's awesome. I haven't looked at it in a while, but I was going to try and remember it. Oh yeah. Some of this is Prime Pantry now, unfortunately, but there's some different listings. This stuff, Caesar pasta salad. People are just crazy for it, which I think is nasty. I made some of it before. It doesn't taste that good, but it sells well. This one, I don't think. Yeah, this one's a little bit lower, but still not bad. It still sells very, very well. I'm going to open up to questions, really. I'm game to look at what you guys want to look at. I'm going to turn it off. Show the Reynolds wrap that Derek was showing. I've never sold Reynolds wrap, actually. That's kind of funny. That is crazy. And that's stuff that you'd actually get good coupons on. Not much competition. People watching this are going to get some good bolos, if nothing else. Oh, yeah. Hey, Brent. Remember this? We talked about Barilla before. Someone selling it for 79 cents plus $5 in shipping. That's just stupid. I can't believe you would sell You're losing money, but that's okay. I guess the name of the business. Oh yeah. Did you ever see this model number? That means some ding dong made this listing. He doesn't know what they're doing. But I'm gonna open up to more questions from other people. I can actually I think even screen share with other people if someone else wants to look at something.
Yeah, there we go. That was my question. Go ahead. You want to talk about just your parameters for your items and things like that?
Yeah. So right now for grocery, the highest we generally go is about 100,000 on the outside. It's not very common. More common is about 50, 60,000. We will go higher if there's just not a history of people offering the product. Maybe only one or two sellers and they don't often have it in stock, or if someone, let's say, just doesn't have a good listing. Now, that's something I don't do as much of because I just am lazy. Um, if you're motivated, you can fix some listings, put some traffic behind it through like Amazon pay-per-click ads, which I've recently started doing. That pays off very well. I will say, sort of a tangent, but I'll come back to it. PPC ads work really well. Now, 60 to 80,000 on the high end. I have bought right now. I have some Belvita bars that I have about 400 of. I had about 500 even, because that's what we got from Walmart. Uh, but yeah, I'll go up to 500 deep on some things. I've bought, actually, I take that back, about 800 of some candy ones. Uh, that's candy was about 10,000 in grocery. It goes down. It goes down as low as 4,000 sometimes. But anything above about 20, 30,000, I try not to buy more than what I would call a 1 to 2 month supply. I generally justify that as about, once again, depending on the number of sellers, depending on just gut feeling and personal history, about 30 to 50 of something. It may be more, it may be less. It really depends on if I'm getting a good deal on it at the time. I might buy more and say, okay, it doesn't expire until October 2017. What's the harm in buying 100 of it if I'm making 220% and can hold on to it? Now, of course, that changes if it's going to expire in February 2017 and I'm making 70% on it and there's 15 sellers. I probably would buy 30 or 40, maybe more, maybe less. Depends on how much it costs again. But the nice thing with grocery, at least for the stage I'm at, is putting something into something $75 to $100. Okay, if it doesn't pan out, it goes to the food bank, or I break even, or I might lose money. It's what it is. But I have a group of staple items that really perform well for us, thankfully, and bankroll the rest. Oh, yeah, and personal relationships, if I haven't stressed this again, really, 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 really huge. We started selling this pet product last week. I normally sell almost nothing in pets. I know Brent does, just because I've talked to him. He likes all the different sort of pet stuff. I don't know much about the category. The nice thing about this product is this guy, just a family friend, came to me. He's like, I got like $4,000 of this stuff in my basement. I know you guys sell stuff on Amazon. Is this something like you guys can buy and get rid of for me? You know, what's going on? Brings 7,000 in pets. We're the only FBA seller. The only FBA seller. It has 50 reviews on one listing, 250 reviews on the other. The other listings, like 12,000 in pets. He sold us all of this stuff at cost. We should make like $3,000 in profit on it, and he knows the guy that runs the company now, and the guy is willing to wholesale to us at the same price. So relationships, relationships, relationships is the name of the game. I recently started working with Meyer, the corporate office. It took forever to get set up there. I asked store managers, they're called store directors. I asked the market director, which is the district manager. It took forever. It just took forever. And after about a year and a half of finally doing stuff, someone I was talking to on, of all places, Facebook, gave me a link to this website and submitted a link, and now I'm able to buy wholesale from Meyer, which has agreements just like Walmart does with P&G, all these large companies, and they'll deliver by pallet freight directly to the store. You don't have to go through the checkout line. It's all in case packs. You can buy one case pack. You can buy a truckload. They don't care. It's awesome. It's so awesome, and it relates to relationships. But Brent asked ROI and net profit on items. I try not to go below $1. I really do. It's not worth piddling around. Even if it's super easy to prep, it's not worth piddling around for 75 cents. Not with the time I'm at now. Maybe once I start hiring some more prep people, that'd be cool. I don't care. ROI, try not to go below 50%. I try and stay above 100% as much as I can. It's not feasible in all cases. It just isn't. I think my average is about 85, roughly. Might be a little bit higher. I have to look at it. I haven't looked at it in a couple of days, so it gives you an idea. Oh, Troy, the Meyer person's name and phone number, or the pet supply guy? Because I'm not sure which one you're asking about. Oh, both. Yeah. Yeah. There could be some co-op buy opportunities there in the future. They're a really interesting company. They make the same product and label it under two different names, which I think is stupid. But apparently the one name that they put it under has EPA certification. The other doesn't, except it's exact same formula. Once again, it's company BS. But yeah, that's one amazing product, and the guy is just really out there. But you never know until you know, sort of thing. Who else has questions? You can unmute yourselves. It's okay now, just as long as there's not a ginormous echo. Or you can chat me questions. I'm sort of just open. I had a short spiel, but I can go looking for things for you. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever you want to do.
Maybe, if you don't mind, at least for me, talk about sourcing as far as Walmart, because I don't have the stores that you have. Walmart is pretty common around here. I really hate going through there and scanning every single item, but unfortunately, sometimes that is effective because their website's so garbage and there's so many items.
Their website is terrible. The biggest thing I like about Walmart, though, is while their website is garbage, their website sometimes has things that you can find that are interesting. A lot of people will, I know Tyler Nelson's group. I don't know, I'm in probably 100 freaking Facebook groups. It's insane. But Tyler Nelson has this video games group, and he basically what part of his business model is just going around to all these different Walmarts and negotiating with store managers, which, okay, and looking for clearance video games. Every Walmart is different, but every Walmart is the same. There's a high regionality of what Walmart carries, which I think Brent's talked about before and several other people have. So while all Walmarts will carry great value water, not all Walmarts will carry Hershey's chocolate bars, certain varieties. So the biggest thing I would say is go to 3 or 4 different Walmarts. It's kind of hard to know without knowing, but look around, see how the stores are different. The Walmart I do the most business with, that special orders for me, has the largest candy section in its district or region, whatever it is, of I think 75 stores. No idea why that's that way, but because it does, it gets extended assortment. So there's things I find in there where I've told people before I source Walmart for candy. Yeah, the supercenters generally do. Versus if you have a neighborhood Walmart, maybe you'll find some stuff. I generally don't. I would actually go rather source if you do not have a supercenter or Walmart near you. I'd rather go source Big Lots, which I have a Big Lots half a mile from my office. I have been in it 3 times in a year. I need to go more often. I have the bad habit of I sort of shoebox myself into something very deep. So I'll go off on a tangent. The way I started FBA and the way I got into this was I worked at Radio Shack. Radio Shack, as many people know, went bankrupt. And I had the inside source at the time because I had just gotten out of Radio Shack. I was working this other job that I'm working now. And some of the people I knew in the company are like, oh, yeah, we're going to have store closing sales. Here's the list of stores that we're going to have them at, and here's what percentage they're at, and here's what sort of stuff they got. So I went in there and cleaned house. Like, I went whole ham. 100% of my business was basically Radio Shack going out of business, which is awesome when it happens, but afterwards there was nothing. That's how I got into grocery. Walmart, the other thing I would tell you to go look at hardcore at Walmart is anything. Normally store brands don't sell well. Things like Great Value or Sam's Choice, or I'm trying to think what Kroger one's. Private Selection, I think, is what Kroger's is. There are some things that are more generic branded. Anything Equate branded. Not anything, but there's certain products. If you go through and scan Equate products, EQUATE, in health and beauty, they're really good replens because Amazon either cannot or will not get into business with Equate, or they can't. I'm not really clear on it. But Equate, a lot of people like their products. I think it looks gaudy and is cheap and whatever. But people like the quality, and there's things like contact solution, maybe not contact solution, I think it's hazmat, like aspirin, different stuff. I've scanned some really weird stuff, and it's surprisingly profitable. The other thing that you got to keep in mind is I will do multi-packs. I'm not going to create my own multi-pack, but if somebody else created one already, or if it's a manufacturer multi-pack, there's nothing that Amazon says that you can't list on that listing. And Walmart has a lot of things that by and in of themselves, they don't do well. So, for example, a single package of Twizzlers. But if you put them together in a two-pack, they surprisingly become very profitable because people either don't want to buy them in a single pack because they know they're getting ripped off, or they just think that a two-pack's a better deal because, oh, yeah, these Twizzlers are $1.99, so I can buy them for $3.98. And sure, I'll pay you $16.99 for a two-pack of Twizzlers. I mean, why not? That's like a good deal, I think. We're going to probably get a giant bag. Yeah, you'll get a giant poly bag. Walmart, though, the biggest thing I think that was successful at Walmart was realizing what was good elsewhere and taking it to Walmart and having the Walmart price be better and being able to order the quantity. Because a lot of the other stores, I have like Kroger, which owns a bunch of other grocery chains. They own, I think, like Fred Meyer and stuff all over the U.S. Kroger, for whatever reason, for me, has been difficult to work with. More difficult than Meijer as far as bulk ordering. They apparently have a phone number you can call, but it's not very. It's an 800 number. They're not very helpful. Walmart, on the other hand, is very easy, except the people are just so slow. They're so slow. You'll call them an hour before you get there, and they'll just barely have the pallet ready if you call an hour ahead of time. It's just crazy. But turning Walmart and other stores into your quasi-wholesale stores is so much more helpful because there's a lot of like rush going into all these stores and saying, okay, I can scan all day long. But just as Brent said, if you go in and you're scanning and scanning and scanning and you find 1 out of 20 items, the best way to go find things is either to use something like OA X-Ray and run category searches. So Similac. Not that you can sell Similac products anymore, I think, actually. I think that's restricted now. Or Gatorade, or I don't know. I can't think of any other brands off the top of my head. Reynolds Wrap. Different sizes of Reynolds Wrap. Go through and run searches on brands. Because people have a lot of brand affinity. So that's why you're not seeing things like Great Value do well. You see things like International Delight Coffee Creamer. That does very, very well because people keep thinking about it over and over again because they like that flavor. They don't like the generic. They'll drink it, but it's not what they're going to buy because it's not the top quality. That's really what I would do is I would go source branded products. There's not quite as much profit in it is sourcing something maybe a little bit cheaper, but you're going to sell through it at a faster rate, which at the end of the day, you have to prep a little bit more, but you're going to make more money in the long run. But I'll go back to more questions. Fred has questions or anybody else has questions, go for it.
All right, I'll do another one since everyone's not saying anything. When you talk about just add-on items, as far as, let's say there's an item like the Barilla, for instance, that spaghetti pasta that turned into an add-on item. Are you going to avoid that altogether if there's a multi-pack on there, or how do you kind of look over at that?
So there's a lot of things that have gotten either rank suppressed or have turned into an add-on item. What I try and do, I'm trying to think of one. Hold on, let me pull one up here. There's a bunch of examples of this. What I would normally try and do if something's an add-on item is I would try and get out of it. Here's why. If it goes to an add-on item, unfortunately at that point there isn't likely enough money to be made in it for me personally to run a business off of it. There might be $1, there might be $1.25, but that doesn't give me a lot of room if I have somebody come in and they buy 300 of them at a salvage yard, or not salvage yard, but a salvage auction, and they say, let's say, dump them all out for $1 less than I'm buying them for, because they bought them for 10 cents a piece, so they have no cost where I might have $2, $3. I don't like add-on items. I generally try to run away. Doesn't mean that you can't make good money. Just my personal thing. What was the other part of that question? I completely forgot. You were talking about multi-packing, I think.
Yeah, what if, just as an example, the Barilla pasta, as a single, it's an add-on item, but then there's another listing as a multi-pack. Are you still going to avoid that item because there's an add-on, or?
No. Generally, I haven't personally seen any add-on items have child or variation listings where they are multi-pack options. It certainly is possible, but for most of the time I see it in grocery at least. I've seen it in clothes where certain colors are like $5 and they're an add-on item, and the other size is extra large and it's black and it's $25 and not an add-on item, which makes sense in a way because they make more money on it. But I haven't seen that happen. If I did see it happen, I would probably buy the multi-pack and try and multi-pack it. It's a good example of looking at multiple listings. So, for example, ramen noodles. My brother just sent me something about this. And he was saying there's a ramen noodle listing where it's $3.60 to buy it, and you can go ahead and sell it for $14 by putting two of them together. Not hard work, but the single listing I think was selling for $7.89, so you're not going to make any money at all. So Goo, good question. So my ASP right now is rather low. I would like to raise it, and many people would like to raise theirs, I'm assuming. My ASP, let's see, I'll pull the year-to-date business report while we're chatting. My average ASP as of year-to-date is $19.63. That's really, really low. I would try, if you're doing ASP right now with Replens, try to make it $25 to $30. It's going to be a challenge. You're going to have to get very creative. However, especially in the spices, like you'd be surprised. Spices actually make some decent money, and people pay a lot of money for 4-ounce cans of things. I love it. It's America. It's absolutely awesome. But spices you can raise your ASP with. Shoes, which most people wouldn't think of shoes. Now I'm killing Derek. It's great. I'm going to give every single item away that I can think of. I'm kidding. Spices are awesome. Shoes are awesome for raising ASP. Clothing is awesome. Problem is with clothing and shoes, not really as much replens, but in a way they are because people have to buy new shoes all the time. Not all the time. Once every 6 months. Whenever. But you have to account for a higher return rate in shoes. Right now I'm running about 12 to 14% depending on the month shoe return rate. So you have to factor that in as far as raising your ASP. The other thing that you could do with ASP is bundling. I'm not. This once again falls into creativity. You guys may be much more creative than I am. I am very straightforward, analytical, and say, okay, I'm making $565 on this. I want to buy 400 of them so I can make $2,000. Unless I can find another listing that's better sales rank or about the same sales rank, plus or minus 2,000, let's say, and I can sell it for $34.99 by adding one extra unit that cost me 99 cents. Then, of course, ASP, why not? But that doesn't very often happen in grocery. It doesn't happen often in health and beauty. Look for foreign things. Foreign things are good. Think of things from foreign countries because people, number one, either miss it or they can't get it because there's no distribution here. Or, oh yeah, and specialty stuff is awesome. Gluten-free, any other disease-related food. There's like diabetic cake apparently, and I don't know what that's about. Maybe it has more sugar, maybe less sugar. There's gluten-free flour now. Once again, I don't know how any of this works as far as food, but I just know where the demand is. I can analyze it. But yeah, local stuff that's not available across the country. Surge Soda was an awesome example of that. It's somewhat seasonal now, somewhat times you can find it, but Surge Soda, yep. There's soda in Wisconsin. I was hoping Pablo would be here. Maybe you can see this on the replay. There's some sort of soda in Wisconsin I was reading about that apparently has been gone for like 30 years, just coming back. Oh yeah, mark your calendars in August, Crystal Pepsi. And if you do find some, you all owe me one pallet. Because Crystal Pepsi is coming back, there's going to be a huge demand. You would think that Pepsi is heavy, therefore not very good for FBA. Correct, except when Surge Soda first came out, I was buying cases for $14 and flipping them for $60. That's what originally got me motivated to get approved in grocery. There is a ton of money in soft drinks, candy, junk food. Nothing healthy. Nothing healthy at all. Just all junk food. Oh, you do. I know the Coca-Cola guy at Walmart. He's pretty cool. He'll actually bring me soda, like 300 units of soda, if I tell him a day ahead of time, which we sell soda on Amazon. And we do an awesome job. We make a killing. We only have one competitor on this listing. Awesome. There's some other listings where we have more competitors, but I had a Beverly Hills salon order 6 things of soda. They're like small cans, too. That's the best part. I'm like, huh. You're going to pay me like $28 for 6 small cans of soda or whatever it was? Hold on. I'm not going to complain. Good. You look like you're just like wanting to ask me a question. It's okay. You can come off mute. You don't have to be all sheltered.
I really can't believe people aren't asking more questions.
I'm sort of all over the place, so if you have questions on anything, ask me. I'm going to ASD, what is that, 2 weeks? Yeah, it's 2 weeks. And that's an experience if you want to grow your business. I wouldn't say the show itself is an experience. Well, it is. It's a lot of walking. Like, you want to get one of those Amigo things. Otherwise, your feet are going to hurt like hell. Get one of those little scooter things. Or the hoverboards, except you can't take them on the airplane, apparently. Otherwise, they might, blow up or something bad. But the networking that you will get out of things, and the networking I've gotten out of Facebook and meeting people in groups and meeting people in person, like Derek and some of the other people locally, some of the people in Vegas, depending on how you know some of these groups. Harvey Specter, who's also known as Mitchell Lip. I was at his rented house in Vegas in March. Him and this group of sellers that did $15 million last year. They had 600 pairs of Nikes when I walked in the hallway. Like, wow, shoes. I had never sold shoes before that because I just was like, I don't know what's going on with shoes. I know people buy shoes. I know how to scan shoes, but other than sales rank, there's a lot more stuff you need to know about shoes if you're going to do a good job at it. It's kind of crazy. But Brent, ask me some more questions. Anybody ask me questions. We can take them all off mute if you want. We can always put them all back on mute if someone's echoing.
You asked a question.
You got a question? Go for it.
If I took it off mute, my smoke detector battery keeps going off, so everyone gets annoyed.
You gotta come to my house. Every time we turn on the stove, the smoke alarm goes off, so we just put the smoke detector outside on the front porch.
Well, I was wondering if you've ever negotiated lower prices from the people that you were at Walmart, or you just buy it for like the retail price that they normally
So I actually conducted a negotiation with Walmart, and then I'll answer chat questions. I've done a couple of times. Once I did it because they basically short-dated stuff for me, so I only had like a month to flip it, and I'm like, this is kind of BS. You guys know what I'm like. They basically know what I'm doing. I've told them before. I think they actually think I'm crazy and don't believe me, and think I'm like. I've told them like a couple of different things, which all of these are actually true, to a different extent. I told them I sell it on the internet. Very true. I've told them I send it overseas to soldiers. Also partially true. Many orders go to PO boxes or APO or whatever the heck it is. I tell them I sell it to the dentist office, which I have sent orders to the dentist office before. And when I come in and order all this candy, because it's always fun to see what the checkout clerks, and even the best part is some of these people have checked me out like 4 or 5 times before, and they should know what the hell I'm doing by now. And they're still surprised by it. Oh, they're like, oh, you got through all the stuff from 3 weeks ago? Yeah. Oh, okay. But I got $1 off a box or $1 off a bag of candy like a month or two ago. Another time with this drink mix stuff, I went to Walmart. I'm like, hey, Meyer's selling this for 99 cents a unit. They normally sell it for $2.99 retail. Can you guys price match for me? They're like, yeah, absolutely. And then they go to get approval. Well, that's actually below our cost. So they actually took out like the floor PDA because they use that to order. It's just like a really crappy Samsung smartphone, like Straight Talk, I think, is like where they got them from. And they're like, yeah, this is $1.57. This one's $1.62. And I believe them because that's what it's scanning at. At least that's what they show the frontline employee. And maybe the store level management. So they're like, well, what we'll do is we'll price match our buy cost plus a penny. That way we're making something, but we'll do it for you. I'm like, okay. So they did it. I ordered that stuff. I've had luck with it a little bit. I try not to push it too much because each store has a budget, and most of my orders go through one store and a bunch of other things. But yeah, I've had some luck with it. Just depends on if they're in a good mood. If you're helpful to them, I always help load all my stuff because they are really nice and they come outside and they actually load it for me. Like they'll help load like assembly line style, which is really cool because they have a pallet jack. My office is right around the corner from there. I don't have a pallet jack. We're doing most of this business. This is the best part. So I'm running this business with my car and my brother's car, which are both Honda Civics. So not exactly known for storage capability, but we make it work. And yeah, it can be kind of fun. But back to Goo's question. So is shoes and clothing what you're moving into now? A little bit. I'm trying to add about 10 to 15% shoes and clothing because that's what I like to. Yeah, Derek. Keith knows how to pack a car. I should send you guys a picture of some of the stuff he's packed, like some of the peanuts we'll buy. Peanuts and coffee. Those times, what we actually have done, and I'll go back to Derek's other question. What we've actually done is gotten boxes, like the large Home Depot boxes, because we normally ship in medium Home Depot boxes and some smalls, depending on shoes. And the large Home Depot boxes, what we do is we have a UPS dolly, like the dolly that the UPS driver has, because we're in a really good relationship with the UPS driver. He loves our stop. I pay the $90 for the on-call pickup for a month. Like he stops at our office every single day because I used up the UPS Smart Pickup. That's gone. My year's up, and he stops at our office every single day. He likes it because the days we're not there, he actually tells his subs this, like when he's on vacation. He's like, the stop will either be your easiest stop or it'll be the stop from hell that'll wreck your day because they'll either have nothing or they'll have 40 to 50 boxes. Because there's days where we won't go into that office. There's days where we have like a week of stuff that we should probably have shipped out a couple of days ago. But yeah, he gives us a UPS dolly directly from the hub, which is a mile away from our office. The hub hates us. Like the lady that works like the customer center at the hub is probably the biggest pain in the rear ever. I can't like get her, warm her up, relationship. That's just a no go. He gets us a dolly from UPS, and we use it at the office all the time because it can haul like 800 pounds, no problem. And we'll take those large Home Depot boxes and just shove stuff in there from the car. We don't care. Like if it gets crushed, it goes to the food bank. Like that's how bad it is. But how much are you spending a month? I don't actually know. Does that sound bad? I don't know offhand how much you spend a month. I'd have to assume we're at about as of today. I log into Inventory Lab. Oh, cool. As of today, I'm $1 off $41,000 for the month as far as for sales. Now, for Inventory Lab, let's see what we did. I can't actually tell how much we bought this month. I know it's been about... I have $17,000 outstanding on credit cards right now. $18,000 outstanding on credit cards right now. But we have a disbursement coming up Thursday. Yeah. Hold on, Troy. I'll get to that one. Disbursement coming up on Thursday, so that'll be the nice thing. Unfortunately, Derek beats me because, well, at least in one category. Sorry, Derek. I'm roasting you. Because he has daily payouts, which I would love. Amazon will never give me. Just terrible. Robert, I do have Ollie's near me. There are several people in my Detroit group that absolutely love it. I have driven past it. I have never been inside. Once again, falls sort of under my... I actually have been to Walgreens like a couple of times to pick up like, I don't know, like something. Oh, that Hershey's looks good. That looks really good. That or those Hershey bells. Oh my gosh. For Valentine's Day. Killer. Oh, Christmas too. And Derek, I didn't say that. Ollie's is awesome. From what I've heard, I have not been there. So definitely worth checking out. Probably some replen opportunities. Sort of like Big Lots where they get their inventory from is like secondhand somewhere, question mark. But nothing bad. I just don't like Big Lots because they have those damn price stickers on everything. Drives me nuts. So Troy, yeah, I said more of a profit. All these are worse. Oh, okay. So Troy, back to your question. How do I set goals if you don't keep up with spending? I have more of a sales goal and a profit goal. So, for example, this month I'd like to do about 60. So roughly we're on track to be where we need to be in order to hit that number. As far as sales, I'd like to do 30 to 40. So roughly we're on track to be where we need to be in order to hit that number. As far as sales, I'd like to do about 60. So roughly we're on track to be where we need to be in order to hit that number. As far as sales, I'd like to do 30 to 40. So roughly we're on track to be where we need to be in order to hit that number. As far as sales, I'd like to do about 60. So roughly we're on track to be where we need to be in order to hit that number. As far as sales, I'd like to do about 30 to 40. So roughly we're on track to be where we need to be in order to hit that number. As far as sales, I'd like to do about 30 to 40. So roughly we're on track to be where we need to be in order to hit that number. As far as sales, I'd like to do about 30 to 40. So roughly we're on track to be where we need to be in order to hit that number. As far as sales, I'd like to do about 30 to 40. So roughly we're on tra and this is going to be hard just because of how some things timed, about I'd like to do about $10,000 in profit. However, right now we're only at what am I at? 3,500, but I also have like 350 pending orders right now because Amazon's been like taking a vacation at the warehouse apparently, and decided not to ship any of my pending orders. Probably because they get disbursement on Thursday and they don't want to pay me, something like that. I have no idea, but and that's what basically I get to quote unquote keep. Really, my profit doesn't show back to me because it's all, not all, but mostly sitting in inventory, waiting to turn around. But we're pretty, I don't know, fast turn on inventory. Last time I was looking, let's see if I go over to here. Amazon has that handy inventory planning tool in your account. Something that's kind of cool to know is, let's say Walmart. Walmart's doing well if it turns its inventory 2 to 3 times a year. My Amazon account, depending on the day of the week, or depending on the time of year rather, does anywhere between 6 to 8 turns. I'm a little low right now. I'm at 4.5 turns, so average days in inventory is 79. That's still really, really good for retail. You can't beat it. It's awesome. But yeah, net profit goals. I really don't like the people that just post sales. It doesn't tell you anything because, as you all probably know, you have to pay for poly bags, you have to pay for supplies, you have to pay for shipping, you have to pay for this, you have to pay for your inventory. A lot of people, and I've seen people in just Scam Power and some of the bigger groups posting, I'm $5,000 or $8,000 into this, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing, and I haven't made more than $200 in sales. Just like, ugh, you know, but so plan on checking Q4 different. Yes. So last Q4, we do a lot more toys in Q4, as everybody and their brother does more toys in Q4. We also happen to do more electronics in Q4, which is good and bad. Higher ASP, generally lower margin, generally higher returns. However, I have innovative strategies in that department. Not really innovative anymore. Innovative last year. Right now, once again, not knowing how much everybody knows about this, but there's been a lot of courses and reimbursement ebooks and reimbursement videos and reimbursement classes. Reimbursements are a big part of this business, getting your money back from Amazon. And I had a lot of people last Q4 that did not return their returns, which is awesome for me and terrible for them because as soon as they do, I get reimbursed in full. I actually was having Amazon for a while before they sent me a notice, they'll say that, reimbursing me like 2 times for my grocery returns because I would send them a message like once a week. I'd be like, okay, here's my grocery returns from July 1st to July 10th. These returns are outside of policy, which is true, and as they are a violation of Amazon's terms of service, I request a full reimbursement before the 45-day return period. They now will no longer do that because I was getting extra reimbursements, which is good for me, terrible for them. But staying on top of reimbursements is huge. That's something I can go into detail all day about because it really burned me last year. If I would have done it, I would have had an extra $10,000 in revenue last year. I've had almost $30,000 in reimbursements this year. That basically pays for my brother, more or less. It's crazy. Just crazy. But yeah, I plan on attacking Q4 different. Definitely a lot more toys. Definitely some more electronics. Probably some video games. We did very well with video games last Q4, just from a lot of the sales and specials. We also have do a lot with cashback. I have the UPromise credit card now. While not officially a business credit card, quote unquote, I only use it for the business because UPromise offers some awesome cashback rates. And if you use it with the UPromise website, you get an additional 5% back. So if the website, let's say Sears, is giving you 5% already, and with You Promise credit card, you get another 5%, that's 10% back. And if you can stack it with something like tax exempt or Shop Your Way rewards points, which are awesome. So Sears doesn't go out of business. You can make a killing. But yeah, 10% for Walmart. Walmart's awesome there. And the best part about Walmart is you can also contact Walmart customer service and get on these sales tax exempt lists where they reimburse you once a month in bulk, and they pull all your order IDs so that way you don't have to email them, which can be a huge pain in the butt, as one of my close friends knows, who was doing drop shipping for Walmart last year and spent $500,000 on Walmart in December. He got a bunch of tax exempt gift cards back. They send you them on individual gift cards. He had 450 individual gift cards in one batch and over 1,000 in another batch. Yeah, that's fun to keep track of. Some of them has as little as 30 cents on. Some of them has as much as $250. It just depended. Yeah, that's a mess. So, do I have a system in place for picking up your replens and finding new SKUs? As far as picking up, that would really go back to the way we currently process. I've been in an office building, so a little bit different, but I have Home Depot industrial shelves, metal shelving units, 6-foot shelves that we stack everything on, which is awesome. But systematically, how we go through and pick and find new SKUs really comes down to a little bit of luck, a little bit of science. My brother actually went to school for statistics, and he's very analytical, and we'll go through different sections based on the time of year. So right now, back to school is huge, of course, and go scan through brands. For example, Mead or Avery or Command strips or Command. Just different brands, give you an idea. And when we do, we will find new SKUs that way. We'll find new SKUs by going into the store and saying, oh, this looks interesting, let me scan it and see what's going on. There's a lot of different ways to do it. You just sort of have to decide which way you want to do it. Does everyone here, let me ask another question. Does everyone here have a scan fob, or is there anybody that does not? You do? Troy, do you? I think Derek does. I don't know. I don't know if Derek's still here. I think you.
I got a little Bluetooth scanner.
You,
like
you do?
It doesn't attach to the phone, but a little handle.
Oh, Derek does have a KDC. Brent, you don't have a KDC?
No, not a KDC. It's I forgot the brand.
Some cereal or something. Troy,
Like
do you?
Whatever. I'll go find. Hold on, I'll go get it.
You're trying to find it?
I was looking for mine too. It's a little red one with a silver
I lost one of them. I got another one in the mail. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, Scatify is better now. iPhone and Profit Band is so freaking slow. So slow. I hate it. Robert, I would highly encourage you to get a KDC scanner. I can send you, or I think I can hook you up with this guy. His name's Dean J-Ro. He has like a bunch of them that he got refurbished. And I think he's selling them for like $50-$60. Normally they're much more than that. Like new, they're like almost 200. And they work very well. It really, if you're going scanning, like any sort of scanning, I would strongly recommend it. I would just strongly recommend it. But yeah, I'll send you his info in the group. Yeah, I will see if he is down for that because he's a good friend. I'm hopefully gonna see him at ASD. Any of you guys live in Vegas? Anybody live in California or Nevada? No. Troy, where do you live?
I live in Alabama, like north central Alabama.
Oh, okay. Good. You gotta come out to Vegas. We got a house there. Not a house that we're living in, but we're staying in.
I'm thinking about it. I actually did sign up for ASD and got free tickets. I actually should post in the group the link for free tickets for ASD. I don't know if you have to pay for them or what, but
You may have to now, but I haven't looked in a couple of days. But I'm hosting a Amazon get together on Sunday night. Yeah, that Sunday afternoon. I had to look for it because I actually didn't remember what time I said it was going to be. And we're having it at a house on the north end of the strip. It's going to be at least 20-something people there so far, maybe more. It has a beautiful pool, 4,000 square foot house. Should be a fun time. If you want to stop by, it's from 2 to 5 on the 31st. Yeah, that day. Yeah, if you end up there. We're going to have a couple of really cool people. I have to say the best piece of advice, and once again it's going sort of off the Replen tangent, but best piece of advice is invest in yourself. That's why I would encourage Robert you to get the KDC scanner. I'll post info in the group once I get it from Dean. He'll have hopefully a link here for me in just a minute, to PayPal checkout or something. And just Brent, I will. If you cannot convince your brother-in-law to buy you a scale, I will buy you a scale. Like, you need a scale. I have like 4 scales. I should send you one. That'd probably be even cheaper.
Hey, you know what? It works. But I'm waiting for him to see if he'll buy it. If he doesn't, I am buying one because it's getting pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Having a scale, having a dymo, as much as people hate dymos or love them. If they're working, they're great. If they're not, it's literally a pain. You hate it?
Oh yeah, mine broke. Here's the piece of what's left of it right here. The rest is in the trash. So I got like probably 15, 20 labels. I'm wondering, trying the laser printer route and seeing how that goes for a little bit.
I tried doing a 400 item shipment with laser printer labels, and I'm like, oh my god, this is taking forever. And then my friend's like, here, my friend Brett, who amazingly smart, at least from the prep side of things, at least. He's very analytical and does some different things than buying, but he's like, yeah, you need to buy a dyno. It is the best. Like, you can buy it from Amazon warehouse deals, are like $70. Yeah, I'd buy another one. They're terrible. It's terrible, I know, but
I don't know if it was the labels or what, because I was getting from Uline or anyway, I was getting them from somewhere, and they kept jamming up. It was probably every like 4 or 5 labels it would jam up, or it'd print out an extra one. So I think it was wasting more time than it was worth. So maybe it was just a printer. Maybe I'll get another one and see if it helps. So.
yeah, I like my dymo though. Ultimately, it does do a lot of house labels are awesome. I use house labels exclusively. I use Uline poly bags. They're expensive, more expensive than some others, but as long as you can find a free shipping coupon, you won't get ripped off. Well, at least partially. And sometimes finding a free shipping code from them is impossible. I don't want stupid T-shirt. I want free shipping. Yeah, they give you a free T-shirt or like free hat or whatever if you order over $300, $250.
Catalogs in the mail.
Oh yeah, the catalog. Yeah, like I'm like, you just wasted like $2 mailing this. Like, give me free shipping and get rid of the catalog. But that's not how business works in 2016, apparently. Mine are. I use a bunch of different sizes. I have like 3 or 4 different sizes I order from Uline and Replen on. There's like some good money in actually reselling Uline bags on Amazon. Surprisingly, like from Uline, just sending them in. The only thing that sucks is the inbound shipping. It's just terrible. Unless you're shipping it to Joliet from Michigan, in which case it costs like $8 to send a 50-pound box. Absolutely awesome. Pallet freight might be a little better. I have no idea though. Oh yeah, I did get the link from Dean. What the heck is this? That way you guys can get in on it. If you want more than one, he just says change the. It's $50 to get them. That includes free shipping. He ships them priority mail, so that'll get it over to you really fast. He's shipping out of Florida. He's a really cool guy. If you want more than one, all you gotta do at the end is just change it from 50 to like 100, for example. If you want two, he has a bunch of them. I don't know where he got them. He got a good deal wherever he got them from. Anybody have any other questions though? I'm just sort of rambling.
How much would you say your replens is part of your sales percentage wise compared to like one-off, say like shoes or any of your other? I know you gave like a category percentage, but as far as how much it drives your sales.
As far as replens, I'd say 75 to 80% is replens. There's several replens that I have not talked about that I will not give up. Sorry, no offense. It's just sort of my secret. But they are grocery items by and far and large. I have probably a dozen or so health and beauty replens. If I understood those stupid lock codes on like shampoo and stuff better, you can make a killing with that stuff. People pay great money for it on shampoo, conditioner, all that. But like, yeah, 75 to 80% in a given month is where replens is coming from. The other 20% is one-off grocery stuff that I don't replan, or shoes or clothes or whatever, electronics. Meyer has some really good clearance deals sometimes. Not recently, but last year they had some like crazy things on these things called misfits. They're sort of like Fitbits, but are like fitness trackers. They were like $20, $20 at Meyer, and they were selling on Amazon for like $70. I bought up a ton of those things. They were awesome.
Hold up your time. Does anybody else have any last minute questions? Nope.
Going once, going twice. Everybody's on mute. So
Yeah. Well, hey, I really appreciate this. I know that you've sacrificed and hustled up to get out here so that you can do it. I really do appreciate it. I know that you've helped me out a ton. Just so it's going really well so far. Everybody's participating well. So I really think that it's going to be beneficial for everybody. So if we don't have any other questions, Brian, you got anything else?
Thanks for coming tonight, guys. If you have any questions, you can hit me up in the group. But yeah, other than that, everybody have a good night. I'm gonna go take a nap, I think, so I'm in bed.
All right, thanks everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.